Okay, I'm gonna hope that you can see me because I have my outside mic on, my fuzzy mic. I don't know, you may be seeing parts of the fuzz right now, honestly, the way it's sitting on the camera. Anyway, I have my fuzzy mic on. You'll probably hear lots of birds and stuff, but I figured it was probably pretty crucial that I use the outside mic considering I'm sitting outside on my porch drinking my coffee at 3:41 in the afternoon while I make this video. But anyway, first I want to thank Louisa Jewelry for sponsoring part of today's video. Oh my goodness, guys, I'm popping in to tell you I was so excited to check my mail today because I saw that my Louisa Jewelry was going to be here. And I'm so excited to show you guys. So they sent me 3 pieces and 1 piece I couldn't like wait to put on. I opened them up and was like, I should probably video myself opening these up, but I couldn't wait. So, oh, aren't those so cute? So it's just 1 hoop, but it's got the little, let's see if I can get it to zoom in. There we go. It's got like the regular gold hoop and then the one that's got like the studs on it. Oh, I love it so much. And it'll go with so much too. I go back and forth between like gold and silver. Like my wedding ring is gold. No, my wedding ring is silver. But lately I've been falling into more of a gold pattern, especially with summer coming up. So I was so excited to receive these. The other 2 things I wanted to open with you guys. So give me just a second. Let me set you up here. Okay, so the other 2 things. This one I'll open next. Feels like a ring. I was correct. I love that it comes with like a little carrying case. And it has the brand's name on it, and Louisa. And the nice thing about this is it's got these like magnet snaps. So you can put your jewelry in here and then take it with you whenever you go on trips and things. Isn't that so pretty? Oh, let's see. Fits perfectly. And it's just the right amount of like gold and unique. So it's not super flashy. It's definitely my style. So I love that. And this other one is the same packaging as these earrings, so I'm guessing this is probably earrings 2. I'm correct. Those are so pretty. They're perfect because they're so dainty. And again, I'm not someone who's really into like big jewelry, although my wedding ring is a little thicker. I don't know, but it's gold, but it's got the pretty little like diamond studding on it. Oh my goodness, it's just so, they're so pretty. These would be really good like if you had a second piercing. I don't, but these would be perfect for that. And honestly, maybe I should get a second piercing because how cool would it look to wear these hoops and then have like the little tiny dainty ones above it? That would look so pretty. Oh, these are gorgeous. So there are a couple things that I want you to know about Louisa Jewelry. Number 1, as you can see, it's all unique, but beautiful. You can have dainty. They also have bigger, more statement pieces. It all just makes you feel kind of elegant, which I like. The second thing is that they are carbon neutral. So down to the packaging, they are carbon neutral. They really care about our planet and making sure that we're preserving it. And so I think that's really cool. Plus these are really nice, like I said, for traveling cases. And the last thing is they're really affordable. I was actually kind of shocked when I was looking at the website to see that these are not like bukus of money. They're actually extremely affordable, and they are having a sale right now for Mother's Day. It's buy one get one 40% off. So buy one for your mama and then get one for yourself that's 40% off that you love. It's the perfect deal. So thank you so much, Louisa, for sending me this jewelry. It's going to become a staple everyday throw on for me. So as you can see, I have not taken them off. I'm wearing the ring right now and these earrings right now, and honestly the dainty earrings like really make me want to get the second hole in my ear. I only have 1 piercing. My sister has several, and I've kind of thought about getting the second one, but seeing how beautiful those would look, makes me really want to get a second hole. I really hope you can hear me over these birds chirping. They're lovely, they're cute, but get the heck out of my video. Okay, so I tried to listen back before and like zoom in, and we'll see how this goes. If it goes terribly, then nobody will ever see this video. I will change my location of filming this video and just won't exist. But if you are seeing this video, it means that I got through all the nature sounds. Really, they never really, I almost said barks, squeak, tweet, whatever the heck, talk this much, except for when I'm, probably because they're building a nest and I'm sitting out here and they're like, get the heck out of our house. Anyway, so, oh, what is that? There's a bug on the windowsill. Ah! It's a spider. Mallory, that spider is the size of a dime, and you are at least 100 times larger than that. Oh, geez, please don't jump. All of God's creation is good. All of God's creation is good. Ooh, go away, God's creation. Yep, we're going inside. I knew I made a good choice when I was trying to bring stuff in, and a wasp or yellow jacket or hornet, whatever the heck it is, flew at my head. I wish I had that on camera because honestly that would probably be pretty hilarious. Anyway, I have all the questions for this question and answer on my phone. The first question being, will we ever actually start this question and answer? Who knows? So thank you so much to those who submitted questions and like sent me questions. It's been such a long time since I've done a Q&A. I think it's at least been over a year, I would say. I'm sure it's been over a year. But it just, I don't know, I like doing Q&As because it shows me what y'all want to see and it allows me to answer questions that y'all might have, and I just think they're kind of fun. I love to watch them on YouTube. So I have all of them screenshot, whatever. So let me first just address this. There were a lot of questions about a company which I used to work for, which will not be named. And if I plan on spilling the tea, which I already did, and why the video went away. All I can say right now is that I can't say anything. Possibly in the future that may change and I can make another video or re-upload or something, but at this time I'm not allowed to talk about it. I'm not allowed to upload the video. I mean, my hands are kind of tied. Please know that I would love to talk about it, especially now, but just use your imagination. You can probably figure out what happened. So I apologize if that's what you came to this video for. The only thing I can say is I'm not allowed to talk about it, and I am no longer associated with the company, and at this point will never be associated with the company again. And that's not even at this point. That is true, a true fact. I will never be associated with it again. Anyway, so let's move on. Somebody said, I saw you painted your cabinets. Any updates or changes to your house? That's a really good question. Let me tell you, we are so itching to move. Our neighborhood is kind of on the edge of our town, heading towards another town. And when we bought the house, there wasn't really any talk of expansion farther out past our town. So traffic wasn't terrible. It wasn't fun getting into town, but it wasn't terrible. Since then, we've lived in our house now for 2.5, almost 3 years. Since then, a lot has happened, and they're now building over 900 homes between our house and the next town. And they've already started to put up new lights and things. And let's just say traffic is already absolutely 110% worse. So it's getting like more and more clear every single day that so we would love to move, but at this time, because of the crazy housing market, we could easily sell our house, but finding a house would be next to impossible. Luckily, my sister's boyfriend is a realtor, so when that time comes, we'll be good to go. And I always have him like, hey, can you look at this neighborhood? Hey, can you look at this neighborhood? And he's always really willing to do that. But as for the question, yes, we painted our cabinets a pretty gray color, and honestly, I can't remember the color of it now, the exact color, but I love it. I think it really opens up the kitchen area and makes it look a lot bigger. Our next plan that we would like to do, or thing that we'd like to change, unless we end up moving first, is we want to put an island in there and change the countertops to a white quartz marble. I think it's quartz, the one that's not stainable, because it would get stained in the first 5 minutes. So that's our next thing, is to do the island. We almost did a whole bunch of changes to the upstairs. We were going to enclose our loft and change our master to the loft and make our master bedroom another guest bedroom with a large closet, and then there was going to be like a walkway from the loft that's right above me into our master bedroom. It was going to be a lot, and it was going to be expensive, not nearly as expensive as we thought, and something that we could have done. But after looking at it, we thought, you know, that might make it a little harder to sell, and if we're not planning on being here forever, maybe let's not spend the money and then make it harder to sell later on in life. And that was all because we were kind of wondering about like having a guest room and having another child. And so at this point, we don't have a guest bedroom. We do have a mattress that we can move up and down the stairs if we need to. My mom stayed the other day, and it's now our foster bedroom, and we just put the mattress in there and it fits perfectly fine. And then when we have another foster child, we'll move the mattress out, and that'll be that. But so as far as changes, nothing else besides the cabinets. But hopefully by the end of the summer, I'm crossing my fingers and saying hopefully by the end of the summer, we will have the island in the kitchen and the countertops done. So that was a good question. That was a really good question. The next question is, this is from a a very good friend of mine. How did your family react to y'all wanting to foster? Any hesitation or concern? That's a really hard question to answer. So the first hesitation came from Robbie. It's something that I've been talking to him about for a long time. And he just kept saying, nah, I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know if we should. And like even before Avery was born, like before we even got pregnant, it was like, maybe one day I want to foster. And I knew that he would come around to it eventually. And I think now that we've had our first foster placement, I think he's ramped up and ready for the next one. But as far as our family, parts of our family did have some concern for Avery. I think there's always going to be hesitation for any children that you have in situations that you're put in, and what are you exposing your child to, and are you exposing trauma to them? Are you causing any kind of harm to their mental health? However, I personally think, and Robbie personally thinks, that having Avery as our biological daughter and then fostering after her, and her seeing kids that need homes or need love come into our home and then leave when their family is ready to take them in again, or never leave, depending on what the situation is, I think it teaches Avery to be compassionate from the very beginning. She may not understand right now what that means, you know, why there's kids that come into our house and then leave, but I think when she does understand, I hope that it would help her to understand what God calls us to do as far as like loving our neighbor, just in general, anybody that's our neighbor, and being compassionate. But there was hesitation and concern that we might be exposing Avery to some not so nice things, as far as trauma, as far as abuse, that, you know, kids that may have been abused that come into our care, or kids that may have been exposed to drugs, domestic violence, things like that, and what they may see and bring into our house. However, it's not our job to judge their situation, to try and fix their situation. Our job as the foster family is to love them, and I think Avery is perfectly capable of that. That was a whole lot of like back and forth, but I think after we've had our first placement, that those concerns and hesitations have been brought down a lot, which is good. Somebody asked, where did you get the organization boxes for our foster crib? I guess they mean like the drawers. I got them from Amazon. Everything comes from Amazon, and I can link them down below in the description box, but a lot of the stuff from the foster room came from Amazon. The rug came from Amazon, the sheets, the macrame blanket, the changing pad cover, all the organization boxes came from Amazon. Her hamper came from Amazon, or the foster baby's hamper came from Amazon. And then like some of the decorations and stuff came from Hobby Lobby, but that room is mostly decorated on Amazon. So, but yes, those have been really cool because they zip up, and when you're not using them, you can fold them away and zip them up so that they're not like big and boisterous. They fold and are compact. So somebody asked me, how do you find a good routine being a working mom? First of all, I want to thank you for that, because if it looks at all like I have my ish together, wow, then because some days, oh my gosh, this in the mornings is just wild, between getting her lunch ready and my lunch ready, and Robbie getting her dressed and me feeding her breakfast, or vice versa, and getting us all in the car and out the door by 7:15, 7:20 most days. It's a lot, and by the time I get to school, I'm like, oh. But that means a lot that you would actually say that. So one of the things that really helped as far as having 2 kids was when I was on maternity leave, it gave me a chance to learn how much time I needed in the morning, in addition to what we were using before, to get everybody ready and out the door. The other really nice thing is, when little sister Baba, her nickname was Allie. That's not her real name. I'm not allowed to give her real name. I would never do that, but we called her Allie. We called her little sister. We called her little sis. We called her Baba, all kinds of things. But when she was here, it was nice because Robbie and I would divide and conquer. Normally he would take Avery, I would take Allie. We would lay out, this is what they're wearing. Avery, here's what she wants for breakfast. We would make lunches in the evening after they went to bed. That way in the morning, everything was kind of laid out for us, and we could just grab and go. Because at that point we had Avery's school bag, my school bag, Avery's lunch, my lunch, little sister's diaper bag, all of her bottle stuff, diapers, extra clothes. It was a lot. The other thing that has been super helpful is I keep lots of extras in my car. I have a thing, like an organizer in the very back seat of my car, that has diapers for Avery, had diapers for Allie, extra set of clothes for Avery, extra set of clothes for Allie, first aid kit, de-choker, which if you don't know what that is, look it up. I'm so glad we have one. We haven't had to use it, thank God, but I've seen TikToks where people have actually had to use it and it works. So fire extinguisher, stuff like that, extra wipes, just, you know, trash bags, stuff that we would need in case we had a blowout or something like that. I think that completely went off of the question of how do you find a good working routine. Time. It took me 3 weeks, the 3 weeks I was on maternity leave, to figure out how this was going to work. And Robbie, thankfully, is super helpful. And we would kind of be like, okay, how did this work? Did this work well? Did this not work well? And then kind of go from there. Now, with only having Averie, it almost seems like mornings are a dream. Not really. We still have an almost 2-year-old that loves to throw tantrums in the morning. She has the 2-year-old tude already, and it definitely shows in the morning right when she wakes up. But it's easier now knowing that we did it with 2 kids and now we can do it with 1 kid. So as far as care goes, I have a really flexible job, which is super nice. First of all, I'm a day school teacher from 8 to noon, and Averie goes to school from 8 to 2:30. So she's still in school for another 2.5 hours after I get out of school, and I can use that time to work on my director of preschool ministries job through the church. They're connected, they're in the same building, so it's very nice. The other thing is I can work on my director job from home most of the time. A lot of our things that we do are on Sundays or on Wednesday evenings, so they don't overlap a whole lot at all. And honestly, it really worked out perfectly. It was definitely like a God thing, because I could not have asked for a better work position and work environment for our situation. Next year is going to look a lot different. Averie will be in school 5 days a week from 8 to noon in the 2-year-old class, and I'm not going to be teaching day school next year. I'll be working solely on my director of preschool ministries and fostering. Being a foster mom, you have lots of different appointments that Robbie or I have to go to and take the little one to. There's lots of court dates, there's lots of ECI, doctor's appointments, they have to have dentist appointments. And so it's nice to have the flexibility to do that. And I think that if I had to drop one thing off, although I wouldn't want to, it's going to have to be the day school so that we can continue fostering. And of course, I love my director of preschool ministries job. I don't know if I'll ever want to leave that job. I love that job so much. My coworkers are amazing. Anyway, so that was a really long answer, but that's how I do it. Somebody else who's a really good friend of mine asked, how is Averie adjusting now that little sis has moved in with her new family? Love seeing you again, Mallory. The first weekend, she definitely, little sister left on a Friday. And luckily we had things going on that weekend, because I think it would have been a lot harder if we didn't. Because Averie definitely processed things in her own way. There were a lot of tears that weekend, and not necessarily, you know, she's not going to come out and say, I miss Baba, or I miss my little sister. She was confused. She didn't understand what was going on. So there was just a lot of tears over all kinds of little things. Speak of the devil.
What's up?
Are you coming in?
Yeah, I just got a stinky butt.
Oh, I'll be right back. Okay, that was a very, very, very yucky diaper. Anyway, this is probably going to turn into me filming in 2 parts, so the lighting is definitely going to change. Because right now I have this beautiful outside lighting, but by the time we get home, maybe by the time we get home from church tonight, it won't be. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so I was answering the question about Averie and Baba. So yes, she definitely processed things in her own way. There was lots of tantrums, lots of tears that weekend. Just not really herself. And I think that's kind of her way of, or was her way of coping with the whole thing, because she watched Baba drive away. Like, we were all in our dining room and Robbie took the car seat out to the car, and then she drove off and we were all crying. And I'm sure everyone was thinking, what the heck is going on? But anyway, so she definitely processed it in her own way. She didn't really ask about her much that weekend, which was good, because I knew that the first time that she asked for, we were all gonna cry. So she didn't really ask much, but in the past couple weeks, she has been asking about her more lately. I have a friend named Allie, so we went to go see her the other day, and I was like, Averie, do you wanna go see Allie? And I think she thought Allie was Baba. Not that she doesn't love Aunt Allie, but there was also a baby there. My friend Allie was watching a baby. And so that day she asked a lot, Baba, Baba, Baba. And so she's been asking about her more lately. And the only thing we say is like, Baba's with her new family. And I don't know where she learned this, but Averie will go, oh. And then she kind of goes on about her day. I showed her a picture because we're getting to see Baba tomorrow. And we're so excited. And so Baba's new mom had sent me a picture, and I said, Averie, who is this? And she said, Baba? And that kind of like made my heart flutter, and Robbie and I both were like, oh. But she'll see her tomorrow. I'm sure tomorrow there may be some tears when we leave, but I think it's important for her to realize and see that Baba didn't just leave. We didn't send Baba away, that Baba's with her new family, and that Baba is still, like, she still exists. She wasn't like a figment of her imagination.
Open, open.
Open. You say open, please. Can you say open, please?
Open.
Good, good. Here you go. We're gonna put your name on that. It's for your party. You're gonna be 2 soon.
Avery, how old are you gonna be?
Okay, I guess I'll see you after church. Okay, I'm back, and unfortunately the beautiful sunlight from outside is gone, but it's okay. We had a great time with the youth group. So I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more left, so we'll see how long this takes me to get through those 5. What was Robbie's overall thoughts after your first placement? Which I think is a wonderful question. When somebody asked that, I was like, oh, that's a really good question, because especially for somebody who was a little hesitant about it before, I was like, I really think we need to do this. He has expressed that he would do another one. He's also expressed that he would like to have another one of our own. He's just ready to be a dad of 2 again. And I think after being a dad of 2, once little sister left, our house just seemed so big and like it was missing somebody. Like it was just empty. And so we've learned a lot, and I think he definitely sees now that he can be a dad of 2. I always knew it because he's an amazing dad to Avery. I knew he'd be an amazing dad to any child, but the first one I think scared him, like just having the child like come into our house for the first time. But I think he has a lot more confidence now with the next one coming in. He needed a little bit of a break after the first one, but he's ready for the next one. And I think we both kind of are hoping maybe a little boy will come into our home. I would just love to see him be the dad of, like, be a boy dad, and see, because I know he's an amazing girl dad, but I would love to see him as a boy dad, and I think he kind of feels the same way. So I hope that answers the question. He's not here for me to like ask him what his thoughts are, but being on the outside looking in, this is what I've heard him say. How long did it take us to be licensed foster parents? Well, so there's, how do I do this without making this a 3-hour long video? Okay, so in the state of Texas, there are several ways, there we go, that you can become a licensed foster parent. There's agencies all over. And when I originally did the search, I honestly clicked on the first one that popped up, read the reviews, and was like, yeah, sure, let's try this one. And I had decided I was gonna kind of reach out to more than one just to see who would answer first and what they said about certain things. And when I reached out, I got a response super quickly, and I just got a really good feeling about it. And so we stayed with our agency. We are through an agency called SJRC, or St. Jude's Ranch for Children. But you can also, if I'm thinking correctly, you can also go through like DFPS, Department of Family Protective Services. Yes, DFPS. Some people confuse that with like CPS. They work together, but they're not the same thing. So you have several different routes of going through it. Every single agency is going to have a different timeline for you, depending on what they need you to do. Some agencies require that you have a home visit, and then you have a second home visit so they can check to make sure everything is done that needed to be done in the first place. Some people recommend, or some agencies require that you have the fire marshal come out and something else to basically do like an inspection of your entire house. Some require that you have to take in-person classes, and they're like once a week. It's just super different. With the way that our agency went, they told us that it would take us about 6 months, but we were kind of on the ball, if I may say so myself, but we were excited and ready to become foster parents. So we kind of made it a game, Robbie and I, to see how quickly we could take our classes. Ours were all online. They were online trainings. We would take them, take the quiz for it afterwards, and then upload our certificate to our portal. So we started the process in the beginning of October, and we were licensed officially on January 11th. So it was about October, November, 3 months. It was about 3 months, which they told us like, wow, that's really fast. I remember asking our licensing agent, and her name was Holly, and she was awesome. I remember asking her, like, do you think that we're gonna be done around Avery's birthday? Avery's birthday's in April, and she's like, you'll be done way before that. So we had to do things like have floor plans of our house drawn up, showing our fire escape route. We have to do fire drills or weather drills each month. We had to do, of course, make sure all the outlets are covered. We had to lock up any guns and ammo, but they had to be separate. Lock up any medication and double lock any kind of prescribed medication. especially psychotropic medication, which is just anything that has to do with like mental health stuff. I'm trying to think what else we had to do. I'm sure there's our cleaning products like couldn't be like just anybody could get into them, so like our baby locks worked for that. But so they're all a little bit different. I know our pastor had to have like the fire marshal come out. We didn't have to have that. Our licensing agency just walked through the home and checked out themselves. We also didn't have to have a second home visit. I don't know if that's because we didn't have a whole lot wrong in our house, or if it's because that's just kind of how they do things. So long story short, it took us 3 months. Somebody asked, will you foster again? I hope that you've been able to tell so far from this video, but yes, we're definitely wanting to foster again. Our house opens back up June 24th, and we've been told that with our age range, it's going to be like kind of constant because there's always babies in need. 0 to 2 is kind of one of the biggest ages that kids get pulled. A lot of times it's because babies have been exposed to some sort of drug or alcohol in the womb, and they figure that out, and so of course they're released to a foster care to their, under the state's custody from the time they're born. Anyway, so yes, we plan to foster again. I don't see that changing at all. We're very, very, very excited about it. It's kind of a weird thing though, because you're excited about fostering and you're excited about taking care of somebody else's child, but also you have to realize that there is a sadness behind that, because while you're excited to have another child in your home, there's also a parent who has lost their child. Same thing when it comes to adoption. If rights are, parents' rights are terminated or TPR'd, then how exciting for you, because you've decided to give this child the most amazing home and you're receiving such a blessing of a child. But also we have to remember that there's a family that's losing a child, and I don't think we truly understand how hard that can be for somebody, because we're not somebody who's gone through that. So anyway, yes, we're planning on fostering again. Kind of similar question was, do you plan on having any more of your own? Yes, we just don't know when. I've talked about this before, and I really do plan on making a whole video about it, because if it'll help somebody else, I want to share the story. It was really hard, but postpartum depression hit me like a ton of bricks when I was 5 months postpartum, and I would say that I'm just now getting out of it. So it's been like a 1.5 year long battle of postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety, and it was hard. It was really hard. Still is really hard some days. Not all days are amazing, not all days are bad, but definitely there's more good days than bad days. However, even though I'm feeling better, I'm nervous to have another baby and have those hormones come back, or even have them come back worse. And I just don't know if I'm ready for that just yet. I'm getting like the feeling like, yes, I want to have another one. Whereas if you'd asked me a year ago, I may have told you like, no, I don't want to have another one of my own, because I can't do this again. That's going away. And I do want another one. I just don't know if I'm ready just yet. So I don't know. I think my heart is in fostering. I think Robbie would go either way. Last question is, have you gotten an update on little sis? I think I talked about that a second ago. Who knows? It's been a couple hours since I filmed the first part of this video. But she's doing super well. She's growing a ton. When I saw the picture of her, oh my gosh, she's like so much hair now, and she's so chunky, and she's doing super, super well. I cannot wait to see her tomorrow. But she's doing amazing. She's in a really great home. And she's so loved there. Like, so loved there. And I remember thinking, and this is really selfish, but I remember thinking like, I don't know if there's anybody that can love her as much as we love her. I love her so much. I hope they love her as much as we do. And they definitely do. They most definitely do. So she's doing really, really well from what we've heard. And I know that she'll continue to do super, super well. Her new family, they fought hard for her. So, and rightfully so. She's an amazing little girl. So anyway, that's the update on little sis. That's all the questions that I have. So I know this video is going to be kind of long. I apologize for all the rambling. I hope that I answered all of your questions, with the exception of the ones to what I cannot name right now. Like I said, we'll see what happens in the future. Just use your imagination. But I want to thank you guys so much for sending in the questions, and I want to thank Louisa Jewelry so much for sponsoring part of this video. But until next time, guys, I love you all, and God bless ya.